Hey, One Family Church. Am I live? I'm not sure if I think I'm live. Greetings to One Family Church and all of our Facebook friends and family. It is awesome to see you guys. Hope my microphone is on. Have no clue, but I'm assuming that, that this is working. So, I have the privilege of hanging out with you guys a little bit today. And what's up? Hey, Miranda. It's good to see you. If you're jumping in, feel free to type in a comment. Let me know that you're watching, that you're there. So glad to see you guys. Um, Pastor Brent is actually recording a really awesome um, feature for this Sunday's service. Greetings, hallelujah. The microphone's working. It looks like. Thank you for letting me know that. So Pastor Brent is not available today, so I get to jump in and talk with you guys, and so excited to do that. It's good to see you guys. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope you're having a good lunch. I know this is called Lunch with the Pastor, but seriously, don't have any food anywhere near me. And so it's just going to be me talking. You're welcome to eat if you want to. What's up, Darlene? I see Darlene in there. It's good to see you. Linda's there. Rita. Hey, Rita from California. What's happening? Greetings, Bob. Everybody jumping in. And Emily, what's happening? So, so glad you guys are here. Let me get started by something I've been thinking about. Jesus, boy, he said some incredible things, right? Life-changing, transformational, world-changing kind of concepts. And one of the things that he said was that people would be able to tell that we are his followers if we love one another. And if you've been around Robin and I, you probably know that we say, I love you like 100 million times a day. Literally, every time we leave a room, we say, I love you. Every time we end a phone conversation, we say, I love you. Every time we end a text message, we say, I love you. Um, I'm sure people looking at us probably think that we may have some issues. We may have some problems. But the truth is, we just love each other and we say it all the time. And that's an awesome thing. We ought to say, I love you. In fact, I would encourage you to say that more often. But as it relates to what Jesus said when he said that by this shall all men know that you're my disciples, um, I think he meant more than just saying I love you. I think that it has to do with action. It has to do with showing it, manifesting it, and that's why Paul said about the love of God. He said, "By this God has commended His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." In other words, the love of God was not just a word. He could have spoken across the globe in every language at one time and just said in a booming voice, I love you. But he didn't do that. He actually came to us, walked among us, wore the same clothes we wear, and just showed how much he loved. He did that in his ministry by healing people, by touching people that the rest of society thought should be outcasts. He lived with them and did ministry with them and loved on them. Um, but it didn't stop there. It actually went to the point of giving up his life. He went to the cross. And that's what Paul was talking about, that even before people loved him, he loved us and gave himself for us. So I want to encourage you today to love. That's how the world knows that we're followers of Jesus, and do it more than just in word, but also in deed. And so I want to give you a way to do that. Of course, there's a lot of ways to do that in our community, but one of the things I love about our church family, Pastor Brent felt led of the Lord to have a mission for One Family Church, and that mission is to bring people and God together in love. And there's two pieces to that. One is to, of course, bring people and God together in love. He spoke last Sunday on the fact that we've been given the ministry of reconciliation and that we're the ambassadors of Christ. And as we preach the gospel, we literally can bridge the gap between God and man. We literally have a part in the task of bringing people and God together. But there's another piece to that and of that mission that Pastor Brent leads us in, and that is bringing people and people together in love. That is huge. That's a huge part of who we are. That is who we are. And so I want to just share with you quickly one of the practical ways that we do that. It's interesting that for the last almost 3 months now, we haven't been able to gather as a church family at our Tivoli campus and at our Shaw campus due to the COVID restrictions and et cetera. And we're doing everything that we can to follow the guidelines to keep our community and our church family safe. But we've continued to stay connected through every means that we can, especially through video conferencing and all of that. And so one of the things that we made a big shift in this semester, this summer, we had actually been planning to launch a summer semester of life groups even before the COVID situation happened. And now, hey, Luana, what's happening? But we were kind of already planning for that, and now we've launched this whole summer semester of life groups. First semester we've ever done that during the summer, and so people are engaging, they're connecting. We've had new life group leaders step up. Thank you, Rebecca. You are awesome as well. Yeah, just incredible people leading life groups, and I love hearing the stories of how people are connecting. In fact, one of our ladies' life groups, I was in communication with their leaders, with Mo and Anika and Ann, and they were wondering if anybody would actually jump in to a life group that was, online and a Zoom call, and especially, Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. And before they knew it, just within a matter of a couple of days, there were like 14 people signed up, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, there's like 25 people signed up, and now they're having to actually make 2 different life groups out of it. So that they can do it effectively. That people are wanting to connect, and so I want to encourage you today, if you have not yet found a life group, to jump in. Go to onefamilychurch.com, go to our life groups page, and you'll see an online catalog of life groups, and there's all kinds. There's the kind of catalogs that are the kind of life groups, rather, that you can join that are all about fitness. Those are the ones that I'm in, and you can see how effective that is. Actually, I'm not in any fitness life groups. Maybe I should be. But anyway, you can join one of those if you want. There's all kinds of those. There are groups that are all about Bible study, groups that are all about just fellowship. In fact, one of the groups I want to encourage you to join will happen Thursday night. That's tomorrow night. Today's Wednesday. I'm losing track of my days with all the COVID stuff and shelter in place stuff. All of my days are running together. But tomorrow night, one opportunity that you have, if you're not already in a life group, is that Pastor Brent hosts a church-wide Zoom call that functions as a life group, and he does that from 5 to 5:30 for people whose last names start with A to K, and then there are people that he has another one from 6 to 6:30 for people's last names that start with L through Z. That is all the letters of the alphabet, right? H, J, K, L, yeah. And then from 7 to 7:30, he has another one for next gen, for people, I think, 18 to 35, something like that. So you've got an opportunity not just to see people that are in our church family and connect with them, but also to hang out with Pastor Brent. And I think the next gen call, Pastor Brent and Rebecca are both in on that one, so you got a chance to do that. Yeah, Miranda, I love that. I love, man, Courtney's group is just huge. It's amazing how God is just bringing people together in that group. But there's almost like 40 life groups to choose from during the summer semester, which is amazing. I think I was shooting for 30 when we first started, and yeah, so I'm loving that. So I just want to encourage you guys to do that. Again, go to onefamilychurch.com/life groups. Of course, continue to get connected in our Sunday services. You can do exactly what you're doing here. You can message. You can get involved in the chat rooms while the services are happening. And I will mention one thing. I wasn't planning on mentioning this, but we launched our virtual lobby and prayer rooms this last Sunday, and it was amazing. After the last service at 11:15 in the morning on Sundays, you can now log into our virtual lobby, which is just hanging out. Just to see people. But if you do have a prayer need, we have like 5 or 10 prayer rooms. They're breakout rooms. They're totally private, and we have prayer team members that are in those rooms waiting to minister. And it was so good this week. Almost all of our all of our prayer rooms were filled almost all the time. So it's really cool to see that. So I want to encourage you to be a part of that. If you look in the thread here, you'll see the life groups link. Thank you so much, Emily, for posting that. And you can jump into a life group. And then one more thing that I want to mention before we're done with our lunch is coming up on June the 26th. So this is about 16 days from now. We will be live streaming our first live praise break. We've been doing a lot of recording of worship for our Sunday services, and man, our team has just done an incredible job with that. But we are going to do everything we can to live stream praise break live, not recorded, but thank you, but actually live. And we're kind of brainstorming some really unique ideas about that. And so stay tuned, because Pastor Brent has got some ideas bouncing around that could result in something really fantastic. And so, yeah, stay tuned for that. So that's going to be on June the 26th. It's a Friday night. And right now we're not doing a whole lot because we're still sheltering in place to a certain extent. So if you've got that Friday night available, keep it open on your calendar. It could involve just watching the live stream, the live event, but there may be more details to come. I'm not going to say anything. Maybe more details to come. So just kind of put that in your calendar, and yeah, stay alert to that. So I think that's everything that I was going to mention. Let me just remind you, love one another. God is love, and the best way that we can demonstrate his love is to simply love one another. Not just say it, not just make it a sideline of what we do, but to literally show it by our actions. And maybe that means saying I love you, maybe to someone for the first time. Maybe it means ministering to someone as Jesus did, hanging out with people that the rest of society might consider to be the outcasts. Or maybe it could be as significant as laying down your life for someone in some way. So I want to encourage you to do that. Love one another. That's something that God's been speaking to me about. I want to work on that in my own life. I love you guys. You guys have an incredible Wednesday. This is Wednesday, I believe, right? Have an incredible Wednesday, and hopefully we'll catch you in one of our awesome summer semester life groups, or in our Sunday services at One Family Church, or in our virtual lobby and prayer rooms. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day.